Siamo agli ultimi due.
Yes, the last two interventions. Let's change the sector again. Federica Montelli had a fashion and beauty of Rinascente. I added beauty.
Buongiorno.
Good morning.
Tanto di farmacia oggi, adesso
So we heard about pharmacies a lot today, so let's go back to traditional retail. Well, Rinascente is a unique player in Italy. Yes, we are the only luxury department store in Italy. This is how we like to call ourselves. Well, I agree with your definition. And being a department store,
dal Covid, anche perché
you suffered a strong impact from COVID because, if I remember correctly, the majority of your customers were tourists. Well, 30% of our customers were tourists in 2019. We lost completely our main tourists from the Far East. We haven't gained them back. Unfortunately, we recovered some Italian and European customers, but we then had to focus on local customers. We maybe neglected them because we were used to customers who go through the store quickly and did not need any specific attention.
vendita era guidata dal marchio, quindi
I guess the customer
trovava nel suo
first was very much brand-oriented. Yes, they were very sensitive to luxury. Now we have customers that are more interested in sustainability, craftsmanship, local or Italian brands. This goes from beauty to all kind of items. So it is more difficult to cultivate. It has to be wowed continuously because the customer comes to store often, so we have to have something new every month. So we are creating new special projects, both in brick and mortar and online. We live in a brick and mortar place. It is so important, so we want to wow the client there.
che iniziative avete messo in atto, le più rilevanti?
So what are the most important initiatives you've carried out in the past 2 years to switch focus, so from tourist to a resident? We focused on different item categories. So if we think of beauty, beauty accounts of 10% of our business, 8% online. For us, online is still neglectable, but looking at beauty at home, we invested a lot. So we recently launched Earth Lovers, which is dedicated to our sustainable project. But thinking of beauty, in October, we will launch a product on Made in Italy with indie brands. We mention indie brands a lot during today's event. So thematic projects, temporary pop-ups, and our customer feels engaged and they discover many new things. You also mentioned the beauty bar. This is a project that's very dear to our heart. We developed a format which is similar to a self-service. So 100 brands, almost all of them sustainable. I would say 30% of them are completely sustainable. Digitally native brands, emerging brands, or indie brands. And this format allowed many Western, even foreign brands, to arrive on the market. They might be very strong online. We talked about talents. In the first presentation, we've seen some of the brands we sell very well. So instead of this beauty bar, they could launch in traditional retail, whereas they feel very digital. But with us, they find the perfect space. It is very much targeted to Gen Z customer, and Gen Z customers are very demanding, even more than luxury customers. Gen Z customers are very informed and they buy a mix and match, while luxury customers who are older is very loyal to a brand. Gen Z customers want to shop different brands and discover new things. So it is kind of a self-service idea. We give a cart and they get a basket and they can discover all brands. Is this available everywhere? We started in Milan in 2020 with 165 square meters for this beauty bar. We have 2.5 million euros in turnover in more stores. It will be then extended to all of our stores. And our goal is to reach 9 million euros of turnover for this format only.
Siamo passati da brand consolidati anche a brand di nicchia. Come fate questa ricerca sui brand?
How do you research your brands? Because I think it's not easy to find them. Well, my unit specifically is in charge of brand scouting. So myself and the team, we go to the trade shows, we spend hours online, on Instagram, on social media, in order to be on top of the game. On what happens, well, it's a very big company, so it takes us a while to put a project together. But the goal is to innovate constantly. Customers are more ready than we think. So you do some research, you find an indie brand, you get in touch. Yes, it is a very simple project. Our team is in Cosmoprof right now, but it is very linear. But customers are very sensitive to novelties and they embrace them very happily. Do you look at products that are in pharmacies or do you look at luxury only? We do have something, but we work more on luxury. Looking at a different segment, Hermes makeup was very successful because they were only available in Rinascente. So do you work on exclusive deals such as Sephora and other companies do? Yes, that's what we do, especially for luxury brands. We are the temple of launch. So we were mentioned in the case of Yves Saint Laurent. We have a takeover of Armani on the floors and in our windows. So luxury brands often leverage cosmetic budget to market well and to promote the brand within Rinascente, especially in the windows of Milan. Milan is our flagship store and they are very good in attracting customers. In terms of layout of space, you step inside Rinascente Milano and you generally see the beauty space. Did this change? So you mix and match more? Do you have beauty available in more than one floor? How is it done? Well, that's a good point. We recently refurbished our Florence store and we switched beauty to the lower floor, so -1. This is something we see in US department store, but not in Italy so much. There is something similar in France, but not in Italy. And it is doing very well because we are destination for some brands that are not available elsewhere. So the customer goes there. They don't even need for beauty to be at the ground floor and see the counter there. They know what they want. This is a format we will probably use again. This is something we're doing also for our temporary projects. We host them in our clothing levels. So the Made in Italy project will be at the fashion level, fashion floor. So when it is disruptive, I think it is easier to appreciate what's on the ground floor in Florence, women accessory. Sometimes cosmetic and accessories are together. Florence has a small space, so we decided to do this change, and I think it worked pretty well. You belong to a bigger group, which is owned by
Central Group.
Okay.
Central Group, which is from Thailand, pardon. Are you present in Europe? And, well, they bought Selfridges. Well, the acquisition hasn't been completed, but it is confirmed. Globus in Switzerland. And we are in the same group of Illum, KaDeWe. So it is a European group. Are there synergies you are creating among countries? Or everyone works on their own market? In terms of buying, we are very well structured individually. We do in synergy the concession and dealings with bigger brands and function and broader management. In terms of buying, we would like to be more integrated. So the concession of Vuitton is negotiated by the main company, because you have many boutiques, many point of sales. I think there's more than 25 point of sales, so there's a lot. The difference between us and Illum or KaDeWe, they are department store with one single point of sale, while Rinascente or Selfridges is a chain, so we have more than one department store. I think we've covered everything for today. Thank you very much, Federica.